Every time this car rolled off the factory line, Volkswagen lost enough money to buy 3 more of it. Outright. This isn't a supercar. It's a science experiment with license plates, 10 radiators, a hidden second key, tires so exotic, they needed their own laboratory. One engineer looked at the laws of physics and treated them like a rough draft. What he built next humiliated every hypercar that came before it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how this machine broke 253 miles an hour, why it may have lost over $1 billion to build, and why nothing since has matched its madness. Let's get into it. This is the Bugatti Veyron 16.4, and its whole existence traces back to one sentence, scribbled by a Volkswagen engineer named Ferdinand Piëch. The story goes, Piëch sketched the car on a train. The demand, 1,000 horsepower, a top speed past 400 kilometers an hour, and still comfortable enough to drive to the opera in a suit. His own engineer said it was impossible. No production engine could put out that kind of power without melting itself into scrap. Piëch's answer was simple. Build it anyway. Here's the real problem. Everything that makes a car fast fights everything that makes a car livable. More power means more heat. More speed demands more downforce. More downforce means more drag holding you back. And Bugatti hadn't built a road car in decades. Volkswagen had just bought the name back from the dead. Now they had to defend it with the most extreme machine the industry had ever attempted. It took nearly 6 years, countless prototypes, and an engine that would have to break the textbook just to exist. So, how do you hit 1,000 horsepower without it tearing itself apart? You cheat. The problem with geometry. Engineers took to V8 engines and fused them into a W shape, sharing a single crankshaft. The result? An 8-liter, 16-cylinder engine. For turbochargers, 1,001 horsepower, 922 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. But that much power creates a heat problem no road car had ever faced. So Bugatti didn't fit 1 radiator, or 2. They fit 10 for the engine, the transmission, the differential, even the air conditioning. Then there was the gearbox. Nothing on the market could survive that much torque. So Bugatti built a new one from scratch, a 7-speed dual-clutch box that fires off shifts in under 150 milliseconds. At full throttle, this engine doesn't just burn fuel. It inhales 45,000 liters of air every single minute. That's more air than most rooms hold. Start it up, and you don't hear a supercar. You hear 16 cylinders and 4 turbines conspiring against silence itself. In 1998, the McLaren F1 set the bar at 240 miles an hour, a naturally aspirated record that stood for years. By 2005, a Koenigsegg had barely nudged past it by a single mile per hour. Bugatti didn't want to nudge the record. They wanted to demolish it. But you can't just floor it. There's a second key, hidden beside the driver's seat. Turn it, and the whole car transforms. Ride height drops by more than half. The front intakes seal shut. The rear wing lowers and angles itself to slice through the air. The car doesn't even trust you with that speed right away. Its computer runs a full systems check first. Tire pressure even slightly off. It won't let you in. Standard tires will shred at these speeds. So Michelin built a completely custom tire just for this car. One only rated to survive about 15 minutes at full velocity before it needs replacing. Hold top speed, and the fuel tank runs completely dry in about 12 minutes. This car can genuinely outrun its own fuel supply. On a closed test track in Germany, Bugatti's team put their foot down and kept it there. 253 miles an hour, 408 kilometers an hour. Officially, the fastest production car on the planet, and they'd solved the opposite problem too. Above 125 miles an hour, the rear wing doubles as an air brake, snapping upright in under half a second. This car can go from top speed to a dead stop in under 10 seconds. Here's where it gets insane. Each Veyron sold for around $0.7 million. But according to Wall Street analysts, it may have cost Volkswagen over $6 million to build every single one. So why build it at all? Because this was never about profit. It was about proving a car company could still do the impossible, purely to find out if it could be done. Only around 450 were ever built. A later version, the Supersport, pushed even further, 267 miles an hour, breaking the record all over again. The name itself comes from Pierre Veyron, a Bugatti racing driver who won the 24 Hours of Le Mans back in 1939. Inherit a legacy like that, and you better build something worthy of it. The Bugatti Veyron isn't remembered because it made sense. It's remembered because it didn't have to. It was built to prove that engineering, at its most stubborn, can still win against physics. 2 decades later, Nothing has fully replicated its madness. Not the ambition, not the arrogance, not the number. The Veyron isn't just a hypercar. It's a monument. But the Veyron's story doesn't actually end here. Its successor took everything insane about this car and made it worse, in the best possible way. That video is already queued up. Hit play, and I'll see you there.